Elon Musk is such a two-faced turncoat traitor because he was a climate champion and he sold himself out for a buck and some power. Don't follow that guy. That guy doesn't even have his original accent anymore. Don't follow him.
We're in a very bad situation. I remember you and I about 5-6 years ago talking down at the Spring Studios, something about, I said, what just happened, just happened. No, it didn't. It didn't happen. It's all about truth. And what we have here is a denial of truth all over the place. And even the speech that he made after is insane.
Elon Musk thought he was untouchable until Robert De Niro and Mark Ruffalo tag-teamed him live on air like it was WrestleMania for billionaires. You will not believe how fast Elon's smirk turned into a full-blown panic emoji. Was it savage? Oh, absolutely. Was it awkward? Painfully. And you're about to see every brutal, hilarious second unfold. Buckle up because this meltdown is too legendary to miss. Ready to cringe and laugh? Let's dive in.
Do you think our democracy is at risk in this election?
I think that it is. I always keep saying democracy is great, of course, but democracy people take for granted. It's a word that some people don't even understand. They take it for granted. It's about right and wrong, period. The guy's a monster. He is beyond wrong. It's almost like he wants to do the most horrible things that he can think of in order to get a rise out of us. I don't know what it is, but he's been doing it, and it's scary.
Are you?
Excuse my French.
When Robert De Niro decides someone's an idiot, it's basically a permanent stain you can't scrub off. It's like getting roasted by Mount Rushmore. Old, legendary, and impossible to argue with. And if you think De Niro going nuclear on Elon Musk wasn't enough, Mark Ruffalo, the actual embodiment of "you wouldn't like me when I'm angry," decided to tag in. Together, they treated Musk's oversized ego like it was an old beat-up piñata, and folks, they swung hard.
We're here today to commemorate a life of an American that was killed by a Nazi on American soil. Let's say her name so Donald Trump can hear what's happened here. He's allowed these people. He's allowed fascism. He's allowed the KKK. He's allowed Nazis to show their ugly face. And we're here to remind them there's a cost for that. Americans have died because of it. Oh, come on, say her name. Have her hair. We're decent people.
First of all, let's address the cosmic joke that is Elon Musk thinking he's a misunderstood genius. At this point, Musk is like a kid who glued macaroni to a paper plate, called it art, and demanded a Nobel Prize. The man once convinced the world he was Tony Stark. Now he's more like the drunk uncle who won't stop yelling about free speech at Thanksgiving dinner while spilling wine on the dog. Enter De Niro and Ruffalo, Hollywood's resident exterminators of nonsense.
Do you really worry that if he were to win again, and I'm not saying this like it's such a far-fetched notion, if he were to win again, that he would not give up power?
You know he won't. You know he won't. He even said it. He's never going to give it up. And anybody who deludes themselves in thinking that he is, shame on you. Well, because he thinks he's a gangster. He does everything like a gangster. I don't think that gangsters in that world would think much of him, because there's honor among thieves. There's honor in anything. If you don't keep your word and do the right thing with people, no matter what profession you're in, you are going to get ostracized.
Why were they even talking about Musk, you ask? Because Elon cannot go 5 minutes without publicly tripping over his own shoelaces. Whether it's randomly challenging random strangers to cage fights, platforming conspiracy theories on whatever flaming dumpster fire Twitter app X has become, or generally redefining the concept of public relations disaster, Musk's antics practically beg for seasoned roasters like De Niro and Ruffalo to step in. It's like inviting Gordon Ramsay to critique your microwave spaghetti. Disaster is inevitable.
His Project 2025 agenda is truly insane, deporting 20 million hardworking, tax-paying immigrants. These people pay taxes. We're talking trillions of dollars worth of taxes coming into our country. It's going to cost $3 billion to send them away. And it's going to cost our economy trillions of dollars. Who's going to pay for that? Is that what Elon Musk means when he says we're going to have to suffer when Donald Trump comes into office economically? Who's going to pay for that?
De Niro, a man whose stare alone could vaporize lesser beings, brought his signature style to the table. Pure, unfiltered contempt sprinkled with a heavy dose of eye-roll energy. You could practically hear his internal monologue screaming, "This clown again?" without him saying a word. De Niro has spent years verbally suplexing figures who mistake arrogance for intelligence. So when Musk strutted around social media like a peacock on meth, De Niro didn't even have to warm up. He casually dismantled the idea that Musk is some sort of misunderstood savior, instead painting a more accurate picture, a petulant billionaire throwing tantrums because the world didn't bow to his every bizarre whim. And let's not forget De Niro's classic approach. He doesn't just insult you, he dismantles your entire existence with a few surgical strikes. Musk wasn't simply called foolish. De Niro implied that Musk operates with the emotional maturity of a spoiled child locked in a toy store overnight. The Tesla Titan's constant cries about censorship, his victim complex bigger than the Falcon Heavy, and his wild swings between "I'm saving the planet" and "everyone who criticizes me is evil" were all laid bare under De Niro's smoldering gaze.
I hate bullies, thugs who use their strength to push other people around. They think they can achieve power and hang on to it by intimidating others. Sadly, sometimes it works, but most of the time it doesn't. And now we have Trump. He's all that, about intimidation, retribution. He's going to prosecute. He's going to send you to jail for having an abortion. He's going to take your Medicare and Social Security away. He's going to deport you. He's going to send the military after you if you defy him. You know who this shit works on? The MAGA politicians who are afraid of losing their power. They're so afraid of him, he's got them kissing his ass. And now they're trying to intimidate us. We will not allow that, not even for a minute, not even for a second. We need to show them our power and vote them all out, every one of them. The way to take down a bully is to look him straight in the eye and then watch him start to crumble.
While De Niro was busy peeling Musk's self-image like a banana, Mark Ruffalo, Hollywood's favorite angry scientist, decided to jump in for some tag team devastation. Ruffalo isn't just an actor. The man is a full-time activist with a minor in delivering facts like they're dodgeballs aimed straight at your face. And Elon Musk, blessed with the ability to fail upwards, provided an endless buffet of material. Ruffalo's main beef, Musk's hilarious interpretation of free speech. Musk's version of free speech is like a game of dodgeball where only he gets to throw balls and everyone else is supposed to stand still and clap. Somehow, this man who claims to champion open dialogue has blocked more journalists than a fifth grader blocks haters on Roblox. Musk, turning Twitter, X, into a safe space for conspiracy theorists while simultaneously banning credible reporters is like opening a health food store and immediately replacing all the quinoa with Skittles. Ruffalo, who actually understands things like accountability and public responsibility, tore into Musk's hypocrisy the way Hulk tears through puny gods. Then there's the environmental side. You know, Musk's big claim to fame, saving the world one overpriced electric car at a time.
Like a really urgent parallel here with the climate crisis going on right now. You know, the waters and the earth being polluted. Obviously, America, the most powerful country in the world, should be leading this fight, but your president is not a believer in climate crisis. How do you feel about this?
I think the world should consider my president as public enemy #1 at this point. What we do probably in the next 10 years will be crucial to the future of the planet.
Ruffalo, a genuine climate change activist, pointed out the spectacular irony of Musk preaching green innovation while cozying up to oil-funded politicians and dismantling safety nets for environmental progress like a raccoon tearing into a garbage bag. Musk's relationship with environmentalism is about as genuine as a gas station sushi roll. And if that wasn't enough to turn Musk into a human pincushion, Ruffalo took the opportunity to highlight the simple, crushing truth. Innovation without integrity is just chaos with a better PR team. Elon Musk might know how to build rockets, but he has the self-awareness of a particularly aggressive squirrel. Meanwhile, how did Musk react to two Hollywood heavyweights treating him like a human speed bag? Predictably, with the grace and maturity of a toddler, denied a cookie. If history has taught us anything, it's that Musk's default setting when criticized is screech incoherently on Twitter. Whether it's badly photoshopped memes, rambling 3 a.m. posts that read like rejected monologues from the Joker, or thinly veiled threats wrapped in faux intellectualism, Musk's responses are less strategic and more brain-melting in real time.
His former chief of staff, General Kelly, reminded us that Trump admires Hitler and ridicules our American troops who died for us. He mumbles, he stumbles, and blubbers on, exhibiting clear signs of dementia. He promoted the Project 2025 agenda. That's all in 1 week. All in 1 week. Meanwhile, we'll raise them. He says it all the time. You're going to raise them. For his rich friend, a plan to be the president for all Americans. It seems like a clear choice, right? Election day is upon us.
Imagining Musk's reaction to De Niro and Ruffalo is almost too easy. Him, furiously typing, sweat dripping onto his diamond-encrusted keyboard, crafting a meme so unfunny that even Reddit mods would wince. Probably something involving De Niro's age, Ruffalo's movies, and a weird joke about electric sheep, because when you've got nothing, you reach for nonsense. But here's where the real fun kicks in. It's not just about two celebrities roasting a tech billionaire. This moment, this public undressing, highlights something bigger. A growing impatience with the self-appointed geniuses who think billions of dollars automatically make them right about everything. De Niro and Ruffalo didn't just call Musk out, they ripped the Band-Aid off a whole festering wound of billionaire hubris. Once upon a time, Musk was seen as a symbol of innovation. Now he's a cautionary tale in real time, a living reminder that unchecked ego is the ultimate innovation killer. For every rocket launched, there's a PR disaster burning just as brightly. For every Tesla sold, there's a bizarre tweet driving investors to drink. And honestly, it's refreshing. It's refreshing to see public figures, ones who don't need a booster seat to reach their credibility, stand up and say, hey, maybe giving this man unchecked cultural power isn't the slam dunk we thought it was.
Well, honestly, I started to think about the People's State of the Union and what we were going to get from a president who has a very difficult time with the truth, who likes to talk a lot about himself and his accomplishments, and who has done a serious amount of bashing of American institutions and people, and I look around at the people who really worked their asses off this year, who haven't been in a country club eating cheeseburgers, who have been out there every single day working for the behalf of the American people. And I thought, and my friend Julia Walsh thought, hey, we should have the People's State of the Union and really hear it from the people who are really out there working so hard for this nation every single day.
Ruffalo and De Niro didn't come out swinging because they're jealous of Musk's success. Please. De Niro has more awards than Musk has burner accounts, and Ruffalo could sneeze and land another Marvel contract. They're calling him out because somebody needs to. Because pretending the emperor has clothes when he's actually tweeting in a metaphorical diaper helps no one. And it wasn't just them. Once the roast got rolling, the internet took over like sharks smelling blood. Twitter/X users, the very platform Musk bought and slowly strangled with his own bare hands, lit up with some of the funniest takedown scenes since the great Bean Dad incident. Memes exploded. Side-by-sides of Musk's failed Twitter ventures with De Niro's most disapproving scowls, Hulk memes smashing free speech buttons, even a few cheeky edits of Musk riding a Tesla straight into a brick wall labeled public opinion. The ripple effect was glorious. Musk, who once imagined himself as a god among men, now had to sit and watch while the cultural tide laughed its way straight over his carefully curated, perfectly cracked image. There was no walking this one back with a half-hearted meme or a random AI demo nobody asked for. De Niro and Ruffalo didn't just roast Musk, they rebranded him.
What do you say to those who say, I don't like the guy, but I'm going to vote for him? What's your message to them?
I don't understand it. I don't think they understand how dangerous it will be if he ever, God forbid, becomes president. I don't think they really understand. And historically, from what I see, even in Nazi Germany, they had it with Hitler. They don't take him serious. He looks like a clown, acts like a clown. These guys, I don't know why, they look like clowns. They somehow, people, that element of society identifies in some ways with them, but it would be chaos beyond our imagination. There's no mystery about him. He's right out front, and what he says is what it'll be.
And let's be real. Once Hollywood's grumpiest icon and Marvel's soft-spoken rage monster tag team your reputation, you're officially out of redemption arcs. At this point, the only way Musk could make a comeback would be starring in a direct-to-DVD movie called Dude, Where's My Credibility? Maybe it's time Musk finally faced the truth. Charisma isn't coded into algorithms. Respect isn't built through viral posts. And throwing enough money at your public image doesn't patch the obvious holes everyone can see. When De Niro and Ruffalo tore through Musk's paper-thin armor, it wasn't just a moment of entertainment, it was a cultural exhale. A long overdue finally from a public tired of billionaires playing gods while acting like spoiled toddlers. And if De Niro and Ruffalo's brutal efficiency wasn't enough, the public imagination started running wild with who's next. And the best part? This wasn't just some random Hollywood wine fest where celebrities clutch their soy lattes and mumble about injustice between spa appointments. Nope. When Robert De Niro and Mark Ruffalo decided to serve Elon Musk a piping hot plate of accountability, it actually mattered.
And what I'm seeing happening is more and more people getting involved. And this has been a huge wake-up call. And people are becoming more conscious. They're seeing the effects of things like climate change happening really in their lives. We have the internet now, which is literally a mirror to humanity. We literally get to see who we are for the first time in human history, where the image of ourselves is not being filtered through a centralized media system. And yeah, it has its problems, and yes, we do get misinformation, but for the most part, good information makes its way to the top.
Because let's be real, when tech billionaires are amassing more influence than actual governments while acting like Twitter is their personal karaoke stage, someone needs to say something. Preferably someone with enough name recognition that Musk can't just dismiss them as bots or losers before rage tweeting at 3 a.m. The rise of celebrity activism against tech oligarchs isn't just a trendy pastime. It's about power, speech, and the slight inconvenience of living under the whims of guys who think banning journalists is an adorable flex. Celebs like De Niro and Ruffalo aren't just barking for attention, they're basically the angry town criers we desperately need. When billionaires are making decisions that affect elections, speech rights, and whether or not your grandmother can still afford eggs, it's kind of nice when big names point at the emperor and loudly say, "Hey, why is he naked and making us all pay $8 for a blue checkmark?" Honestly, it's refreshing. It's not petty, it's necessary. Imagine a world where only other billionaires get to criticize billionaires. That's not a democracy. That's just a really depressing episode of Succession where everyone's allergic to honesty.
It's great being here in Toronto. It's an exciting project, and our partners are really, really terrific people, and hopefully we'll do other things together too. And I just want to make a note of apology for the idiotic behavior of my president. That's a disgrace. And I apologize to Justin Trudeau too, and the other people at the G7. It's disgusting.
So when De Niro rips into Musk with the energy of a man who's had enough of stupid rich guys buying platforms they don't understand, and Ruffalo follows up like the world's angriest environmental science teacher, it actually feels like justice. And speaking of satisfaction, the internet, as always, knew exactly what to do. Fans didn't just clap, they broke the sound barrier with memes so savage that even SpaceX couldn't launch away from the burn. Some of the greatest hits included gems like when De Niro roasted Musk harder than a Tesla battery overheating in Arizona, and the instant classic, "Even the Hulk thinks Musk is a crybaby? Bro, retire." One user helpfully suggested that Musk could use a flamethrower not to launch into space, but to try and roast De Niro back. Spoiler, it wouldn't work. De Niro has been flame retardant since Taxi Driver. Memes were flying faster than Musk's excuses when Tesla missed production targets. Another fan posted a side-by-side of Ruffalo mid-rant and Musk mid-tantrum, captioned "Smart Hulk versus Sad Hulk." And let's not forget the person who wrote, Musk trying to clap back at De Niro is like a Segway challenging a freight train. Chef's kiss. Absolute poetry.
Be calm when things are going well. Be calm. Don't think you're on top of the world in the sense. You always got to be wary, because I've seen it. I've seen people come. I've seen people go. I've seen them come. I've seen them go. You got to be chill. You got to just take what's good in your life and move forward cautiously and carefully, and thank God that you have that. Just it's very, very important not to overextend yourself when you think you've got it. There's no such thing. Everybody's dispensable.
In the end, the internet did what the internet does best. Grabbed popcorn, lit the comment sections on fire, and built a giant digital statue of De Niro and Ruffalo stomping on Musk like he was the world's most annoying papier-mâché piñata. And honestly, it was beautiful. It's safe to say that De Niro and Ruffalo didn't just destroy Elon Musk. They gift-wrapped the rubble, mailed it to every social media platform, and attached a note that simply said, "You're welcome."